He carried a secret for Barry years. When he finally spoke, it was already too late. In a small town, surrounded by fields of wheat that bent gently with the wind, there lived a man named Thomas. To the outside world, Thomas was ordinary. He worked at the post office, wore the same gray coat every day, and lived in the same modest house for decades. But what no one knew, what he never told a soul, was that Thomas carried a secret that weighed on him for 30 long years. He had once been in love. Not the kind of love that flickers and fades, but the kind that burns quietly, deeply, like a candle that refuses to go out. Her name was Margaret. She was bright, full of laughter, with a smile that seemed to make even the dullest days glow. When they were young, Thomas wanted to tell her how he felt. He wanted to write her a letter, to whisper it under the stars, to take her hand and say, "You are the reason my heart beats." But fear held him back. What if she didn't feel the same? What if he ruined their friendship? So Thomas remained silent, and silence has a way of shaping lives. Margaret eventually married someone else, a kind man with steady hands and a farmer's heart. Thomas congratulated her, smiled at the wedding, even raised a toast. No one noticed the way his fingers trembled around the glass. The years slipped by. Margaret had children. Thomas watched from afar, delivering letters to her home, hearing laughter spill from her windows, always standing one step outside of her world. Inside, the secret grew heavier. He could not tell her now. She had a family, a life, and so he carried it alone. 30 years passed. Thomas grew older, lines etching his face, hair turning silver. Margaret too had aged, though her smile never dimmed. And then, one winter morning, Thomas learned that Margaret had fallen ill, the kind of illness that does not heal. She was fading. He visited her one last time, standing at her bedside. Her children were there, her husband holding her hand. When she saw Thomas, her eyes lit up with recognition and warmth. "You came," she whispered. He nodded, unable to trust his voice. For a moment, everyone else stepped out, leaving just the two of them. Margaret looked at him, frail but still radiant. "Thomas, did you ever marry?" He shook his head slowly. "No, I never did." She smiled faintly. "You always were waiting for something." Tears burned in his eyes. He opened his mouth, and for the first time in 30 years, he spoke the truth. "It was you. It was always you." Her eyes glistened, and she squeezed his hand with surprising strength. "I know," she whispered. "I always knew." A silence fell, gentle, bittersweet. There were no accusations, no regrets spoken aloud, only the truth, finally free. Margaret passed away a few days later. Her family mourned, the town grieved, and Thomas walked home through the snow, feeling both emptier and lighter than he had in years. For 30 years he had carried a secret, and though it was too late to change the past, it was not too late to finally let go. And perhaps that is the lesson of Thomas's story. We all carry words left unspoken, feelings locked away, truths buried beneath fear. But time does not wait. The people we love will not always be here tomorrow. So speak, say what you mean while you still can. Because the heaviest secrets are not the ones we keep from others. They are the ones we keep from ourselves.